Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Thank you for joining us tonight. Tonight we're going to give you some more travel tips on slow traveling and things to do before you come and when you get to your destination. We have some easy apps that you need to download when you are home and on your way here and when you get here to make your trip a whole lot easier. We learned once we got here to a lot of apps that we needed, and different countries use different things, so these might be specific to Vietnam and some are universally used in every country we've learned as we've traveled for vacations as well. So the first apps that are pretty much used everywhere are some
transportation apps, Google Maps, Apple Maps, any kind of map you like to use. I've even used Waze over here, believe it or not. I will say Google has been really good, but some days it's a little finicky on the directions as we're walking around, so always have a backup there. Another great app that you're going to want is Grab, which is like Southeast Asia's Uber, basically. That's a lot cheaper though. We're paying $1 to $2 basically to go anywhere, unless it's a 45-minute drive, then it might cost you $4 or $5. But Grab is a great app. It'll also bring you food and everything like that. So get that before you come and have it signed up with your credit card and everything.
Yep, super easy, super cheap, and convenient and quick. So call them when you're ready because they'll be right there. There seem to be drivers everywhere and also motorbikes. So you don't have to get in a car. You can jump on the back of a Grab motorbike and zoom around the city. Mark's done it. I have not done that yet because I go usually everywhere with him, or I walk by myself to the store, which is right down the street. It's not very far. So those are the transportation apps we've used while we've been here, walking, getting maps to go places where we've been.
And of course, you're going to want your banking apps and things like that. Make sure your bank knows you're coming here before you come, so you don't have any problems with it getting shut off.
Well, you might not have problems getting it shut off. Ours will still shut us off, so our suggestion is to have a couple different banks and money in those banks, so that if one cuts you off, you still have a card to use, and then, you know, let them know where you're at and where you're going next. And all the departments we learn aren't linked, and they don't always read the notes, so you might have a little bit of issue. But have you a couple different banks, a couple different bank cards, so you're not getting those international fees. Some have limits on the ATM withdrawals and some are unlimited. So we have one that has 2 ATM withdrawals a month that are free internationally and one that's unlimited. So check into that before you come so you're not getting hit with those international fees plus the conversion.
Charles Schwab, just in case you're wondering.
Okay, so the next thing, some apps you're going to need are for communication. The main one that we've used for translating is Google Translate. It does leave a lot to be desired, but it does kind of get your point across.
It's a point across app.
It's not exact.
It's not. It's the Vietnamese language, and we only have Vietnamese experiences. They have a word that they can say 4 different ways, and so they might have a different way that they're putting it in the app. So,
and that works both ways. They'll say something and it'll read silly to us, and we'll say something that'll read silly to them. Everybody laughs. We type it in again and move on. Camry seems to be the master at it though, because she just uses it, talks to the Grab drivers, talks to everybody. Everybody's laughing and getting their point across and has a good old time. So maybe we just need to use Camry for it, honestly.
Everyone over here uses either WhatsApp or what's called Yalo, spelled Z-A-L-O. Probably more people in Vietnam use the Yalo app, actually. It's just like your Facebook Messenger text messaging app. They have a QR code. When you meet somebody, they can scan it with your camera and get you a quick contact. That is how we keep in touch with like our apartment people. Food that we like to order, we can order it right off of that. You can even, if you have a shop you want to order from, you just hit them up on the Yalo, and you'll have your stuff in about 2 hours. It's been really, really cool.
Yeah, groceries delivered, everything you can do back in the United States, you can do just as easily and a lot quicker here, honestly. They will deliver from District 1 to District 9 in a couple of hours, and that's an hour drive for them. And they'll just jump on their motorbike and deliver to us, and no problem, quicker than we could go there, find the place, buy it, and get back ourselves on the bus.
It's been amazing, actually. Really amazing. Easy.
Super easy. I use Facebook Messenger also to communicate with people here. I use Facebook and social media a lot more than Mark does. So when I'm like, I've already set up a hair appointment for our next location in Da Nang. I've set that appointment up through Facebook Messenger, and I always ask them what their preferred method of communication is. And of course, some say Facebook Messenger is fine, and some prefer WhatsApp or Yellow. So we just ask them what their preferred method is. So
another thing you're going to want is a VPN. We really don't know what to recommend on the VPN. We had McAfee when we got here, and it has really been a problem for us doing some things, slowing up sites when we let's open up some sites. We've heard Nord's really good. I'm going to try that next. But if you're going to use a lot of Wi-Fi, which you will, everywhere's got Wi-Fi. Everywhere you go has Wi-Fi, and it's free. You want to save that crucial data on your phone. Get you a VPN. You don't want nobody stealing your bank account information or anything like that while you're out trying to have a good time.
So I specifically am not technologically gifted by any means. We have iPhone 14s, and Vietnam doesn't have a lot of places that have eSIM places you can walk into and get an eSIM. They have the physical SIM card. iPhone 14 and 15s have an eSIM, so you can't put a physical SIM card in your phone. It's easy for a lot of people to put the eSIM on their phone. Mark just figured out today how to put mine on my phone. We've been here almost 60 days, so I haven't really had any phone service as far as being out and about, except when I'm connected to Wi-Fi until today, and we're about to leave our second location in Vietnam.
55, 56 days in.
So my suggestion would be, even though it costs a couple more dollars at the airport to get your eSIM, just hand your phone over to somebody at the counter at the airport. Have them install that eSIM on your phone, and you're ready to go from the airport moving forward. Now, moving forward from after we have been traveling a while, I'm sure we will learn better how to do that. But at this point, when you first start traveling, you definitely don't want the headache on how to get a Vietnam phone number or whatever country you're going to, because that is essential to getting deliveries. That's essential to getting discounts at the grocery store. It's just like when you go to the grocery store and type in your phone number back home to get your discounts, your memberships, all of those things. Right. You really need a phone number, a local phone number, to get that going.
Next thing we're going to talk about is accommodations. What's the best way to get your accommodations here? Well, we pretty much had 6-7 months of accommodations planned before we ever left the United States, and I used Airbnb. Always book refundable, because we've already had our plans changed so many times now, and if I hadn't had the refundables on the Airbnb, we'd be kind of locked into where we want to go. But once you get over here, you hear stuff from other people, and you might change up your plans. You might find a great airline deal that, hey, it's cheaper for us to go here now, quicker than we thought. So Airbnb has been really good to us. We did have you may have seen the video. If not, please go check out the video of the Airbnb nightmare. But most of the point, Airbnb has been really, really awesome, and we're going to continue to use Airbnb. We've also looked at Booking.com, and she has had really good luck. She just found an awesome place in Jom Tien Beach off of Facebook that was much cheaper than the place we had off of Airbnb. So anywhere you can find the accommodations, it doesn't really matter where you get them, but when you're on a budget like we are, we're always trying to find that best place to stay on the cheapest price possible. You guys aren't going to believe the place you found when we put it up in a couple months. We're shocked still as well.
I cannot wait to go there now. We found it on Facebook, and what I think is a real money saver there is we are not paying those Airbnb fees. So it is going to be a really big cost saver in that respect for us. So we're getting the same quality, or even I think this one is going to be even better. We'll see when we get there. We're still a little skeptical on pictures. This one had a video tour.
The video looked really awesome. Yeah. Though. So you don't usually normally get a video with any of these. So Airbnb, you are going by pictures and reviews, and so we may end up being screwed on this one, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
Another thing is, don't overpack. Yes, you're going to want to bring everything, including the kitchen sink. And we pretty much limited it to clothes and our tech stuff for cameras and gear, all that kind of stuff, which I'm going to tell you, you really don't need a lot of cameras.
We still overpacked, and we only brought a carry-on, a piece, and a backpack.
you're going to want to buy clothes in the market when you go to see these clothes, because they are all, yes, they're probably half of them are real, half of them are not real, but they all look awesome. And we cannot put anything else in our bags without throwing some of the stuff we bought to get ready for this trip. So I'm not ready to do that. I don't want to just throw money down the drain. So yeah, I would love to buy the soccer jerseys that I've seen. I'm not even the biggest soccer fan, but they got some cool stuff out there. You're going to want to buy a sling, probably one of our little coach slings. You may have seen them in our other videos, because when you go out for the day, you're going to want to carry a block for your phone to keep it charged. You're going to want to carry a little small tripod. You're going to probably want to carry some wipes of some sort, maybe some hand sanitizer, because there's not a lot of napkins in the places you go here for some reason. So you kind of have to adapt, but you're going to want something to carry your stuff in. And they have these in these markets. Luckily, we didn't have a sling before we got here, so we got some really good deals on some slings. We may throw that in the market video coming up soon.
Yeah, so in Camera, you got a little backpack. So you're going to want to buy things a little here and there, and you're going to see things in these markets that you're really gonna like. And like he said, we don't have any room to buy anything. Camry wants new Crocs, so we just bought her new shoes before we came, so we can't buy her new anything really, so because we don't have room for it. Plus Christmas is coming up, so just, you don't have to carry all that with you. You can get everything plus.
And let's face it, is it more fun to look at your phone buying off of Amazon, or when you get there going through these markets? We're going to tell you it's more fun to go through the markets. You're going to want to do that. $4 Nike shorts, soccer jerseys for $10. I mean, good God, man, it's unbelievable. I'm like really disappointed I loaded my bag up.
And it's super fun to negotiate, because you know they may say $4, I mean, and then you'll go $2 and you'll get it for that, or you know it might be like
you'll get
the
it for
other
$3
day,
or whatever. But
I think it was like 20 something was $20, and we ended up getting it for like $6. So you feel like you've really accomplished something there, you know, and it's really fun. So just limit the amount you're bringing and get it when
you're not going to need as many cameras as you think either, unless you're just a unbelievable photographer. That's what you do for a living. I would keep it simple. We brought way too much stuff thinking we were going to do the YouTube and everything, and didn't really know what we were going to need. We basically used our phone, or we would use a DJI Pocket 3, I believe it's called, a lot. We use that, and we use our drone. We brought a big camera with lenses and everything, but it's so cumbersome to take out on the bus and keep with you all day. You're not going to need as much as you think.
Yeah. So that's about packing. Definitely bring comfortable shoes. You want a good pair of tennis shoes. No one has shoe game here because it rains all the time.
Your shoes are going to be nasty. Get dark shoes. You don't want white shoes here.
No, I just washed mine last night and they still have stains on them. So just bring comfortable shoes. You're going to be walking a lot. Nobody's looking at your shoes. If you look around at everybody else's shoes, they all are dirty.
80% of the people that wear Crocs, we've learned.
Oh yeah, I'm not to the Crocs yet, but you know, bring comfortable shoes. The other thing about the transportation was, don't be afraid to try the public transportation.
Jump on it.
Jump on the bus. It cost us all three 86 cents total to ride the public bus.
That's like an hour and 20-minute ride all around all the districts in Ho Chi Minh City.
Air conditioning, free Wi-Fi. You can get off at any stop. It takes you almost directly to where you want to go in District 1. A little bit of a walk if you're going any further than that.
We've learned more about this city riding the bus than I have looked at you looking at YouTube videos, Google, or anything. I mean, you just get on there and you start seeing it and you say, oh, I've seen that before somewhere. Now I know where it's at. I know what bus stop it's on. It's been fabulous. Get on the bus cheap. They even got a couple free buses where we're staying, so if you can take advantage of that, that's even better. You're not paying anything. But yeah, get on the bus. Don't be scared. The locals, they're awesome. Everybody here is so nice. I mean, they're not going to say anything. They're going to move for you to sit down.
We even met someone who just retired he's from Vietnam. He retired from the United States and came back to Vietnam, and he asked us where we're from, and we said America. He said, that's what I love about Americans. They're not afraid to take a risk. You guys are doing awesome. I'm afraid of it.
One thing you're going to notice when you're walking around town here is, I'm not going to say there's not a lot of scams going on here. We've not really noticed that. But there are little things you kind of have to watch out for. There's a lot of people on the street selling their goods, their coconuts, their wares. They try to get you to take this sunglasses or a coconut or whatever they're selling. Because once it's in your hand, they're not going to take it back from you.
Right.
They're really trying to get that money out of you. And we had an experience with a guy telling us he was going to give us a free coconut. It wasn't free at the end of the day. Well, luckily we did not pay for that. We got out of that situation, but they're selling maybe massagers. They're going to follow you down the street, hitting your girl up, you know, with the massager or whatever. So the best thing to do is when you're walking down that street, you're going to see them coming at you, eyes forward, hands down. Don't let them put nothing in your hand, especially if you got a child, because they want to pick up everything the kids do. Don't let them do it. And once you've done this a day or two, you're going to see what we're talking about. It's not dangerous or anything like that, but they're just trying to make money. I understand it, but unless you really want to buy those sunglasses, don't take them.
So my suggestion is to make everything easier on you is just be the travel princess, whether you're the man or the woman, because it's super easy for me. Mark does all the deep diving and the research, and he'll mention something to me. And since I'm on social media more, I've joined a lot of Facebook groups for the areas, like the expat group in a certain area. So when we're going to, Cuisine next, we're going Saturday. I'll join the expats in that local area and some of the groups, and I'll see what they're talking about and see if anybody's asked the questions that we have.
But I do want to say this. Yeah, she has been the travel princess up until about a week ago. But now that she's kind of starting to get a little bit more, I don't know, confident maybe doing these things, she found that awesome place on Facebook. I would never have found that place because I'm not on Facebook. And so I think we work together as a team. I think that's kind of bouncing ideas off each other is a really good thing. So I would kind of recommend, which I always did bounce ideas, but I'd make decisions sometimes on my own spur of the moment, which maybe it's been good most of the time. I would say maybe 10% of the time I probably should have consulted with her, but it's been pretty good. But yeah, just kind of work together if you can. And don't worry about the food. We've had several questions talk about, what's the food like over there? Is it clean to eat out, or can I find something I'm going to like? What if I don't like Vietnamese food? Well, McDonald's on not every corner, but you can find a McDonald's here. You can find Popeyes. You can find a Burger King,
Pizza Hut, Domino's.
You
KFC.
can find Western food.
You can find Western foods. You can shop in the grocery store like we do, and you can cook at home also. So you can find things. And if you're not adventurous, I wouldn't say I'm real adventurous. I don't like a lot of seafood. So they do have a lot of seafood here. I will try a bite or two. I'm most likely not going to like a whole lot of seafood. I eat sushi and raw fish, but I don't eat a lot of cooked seafood.
But my advice is this: be adventurous.
Yes.
Since I have been here, I've eaten squid, I've eaten snails, which honestly, the snails dinner was probably one of my favorite things I've done here. Not because of the novelty, because it was actually delicious. That's not something I would ever done back home, but I told her when we came here, I'm gonna try everything. And it's so cheap to try. The snails were basically $1.50 for me to try. I ended up ordering several different things to be adventurous. I mean, worst case scenario, you're at $1.50, $2, but you may find something you love.
That's true. I will probably get more adventurous as we go along. I will say that, because we are going to be doing this for the foreseeable future. So I'm sure, and I'm good about trying things, and Camry's really great about trying things. But you want those comfort foods from back home, and that's understandable. Everybody does. So there are times when you just want a good old-fashioned cheeseburger or a pizza, and that is doable here. So don't be afraid. You're not going to starve.
And yes, it's the same pizza we get from back home. McDonald's tastes the exact same as we get back home. I mean, it's not like you're not going to a different world. No, you're just going to a different country.
They do have other options there. I mean, there are some weird.
They have rice, and they have some of the unbelievable best fried chicken.
Oh yeah, McDonald's has the greatest fried chicken. They even sell wings, and they're absolutely fantastic. They're spicy.
We've got them a couple of times. They're delicious and cheap. One other thing is, and we were pretty smart on this, thank God, before we came, is, except for one thing, you want to make several copies of your passports, your birth certificates for your children. I think we may have got them for us too, but I don't necessarily need them for the adults. We have one in her luggage now. If God forbid she got separated from us somehow and we're in the airport or something, she has a whole packet that she can present to the people. They can find us.
Yeah.
But they're going to require that at most of the airports and everything, with trafficking and things like that over the world. And they really look after the children. So Get those. Another thing is with those passport photocopies is when you rent a scooter or you're checking into your hotel, they want your passports, and a lot of the scooter places want to take your passport. We're not comfortable with that. And so I was doing my research online, and they take a copy of your passport just fine. We rented some scooters in Phuoc. That was a great experience.
For him.
Not really. I'm being sarcastic, but they took a copy of our passport. One other thing I'm gonna throw down also that I don't even think we brought in here is we bought those Apple air tags before we came. We've got one in every one of our luggage, our backpacks, my wallet, her wallet, anything that's important to us has one of these air tags.
We did have one on Cambry, and it's still on an airplane that's flying around Asia somewhere. I don't know where it's at today, but we've been tracking
It's been to China, Japan, Australia, because I will look every once in a while. It's kind of funny. It must still be on the airplane somewhere. But when we rented our scooters, we actually took 2 of those air tags and hid them in the scooters because we read, sometimes people will steal those things, and we just wanted to we didn't have any problem with it, but just little things like that, trying to think ahead.
Yeah. We didn't want to be scammed. We didn't want somebody to steal the scooters. We wanted to be able to rest easy that we can find what we need to find, including our child. So those are just some things some suggestions we have and things that have made our traveling a little bit easier. And hopefully they help you to make your traveling a little bit easier, kind of condensed into one video. This took a lot of research. Mark has like a 6-year YouTube degree on everything. Unpaid. So this is all condensed down to one video to help you guys out if you're thinking about the slow traveling life when you have time or retire.
And if you have any questions, please hit the comments below. We will try to answer every question we see. Any comments you have, have you had some experiences that you could throw in? We'll do another video if we have enough stuff come up. We'd love to hear from you. Make sure you subscribe, hit the the like button, turn on the ringers, and be weird.
It's more fun.